And, if you look at the summary of what we are going through now as youth, we will say things are tight, no opportunity to like maybe get employment, start your own business. Those are the challenges we are facing. How many of us are really satisfied with our current economic condition? Like financially, man, I have it all together. I'm okay. I don't need to. If you are here, let me just see your hands up. I would like somebody to just come and maybe 1 minute or 90 seconds. Give me a summary of the challenge he or she is facing. Being a youth, being in Nigeria. Anybody want to do that for me? Why I want to do that is I want this class to be interactive. I don't want it to be like this, normal talk, motivational stuff. I want it to be like, I want us to talk from the angle of discussion. You understand? Like, okay, this is the issue. This is what I'm facing. So when we see what you're facing, we get to understand, then we got to talk share ideas and rub mind. Then probably I can tell you my own story, the way I think, the way I've been able to overcome my own challenges. Anybody here that wants to, while I give us 30 seconds to process in our mind if we have the courage to do it. But I would really love to have somebody out there to just come and don't be shy. Sorry, on your autobahn, young mean, so there is nothing bad, Me, I like sharing my challenges. I like sharing my problems. Then when I win, you understand, and you understand where I'm coming from. Anybody that wants to do that for us? $15 seconds more. A lady or a guy? Wow. Want to try, my brother? Want to try? Okay, Blepo.
Praise the Lord. Since we don't have, so that it will not be like, so I will talk. I'm fully into entertainment as a business. I'm an event MC, comedian. I've been in this business for over 5 years. This business, when we know it, people in advanced states, Lagos, everything, they find like there are things that we face that they don't face again because Lagos is exposed. Lagos is a very large city. For example, now, I know of a mentor that charge 1.5 million naira per job. Before you can even charge, and people don't know that when your name is greater than your bank account, there's a big problem. But people misunderstand people like your fame. They believe that once you have the fame and the fame is going, that's how they don't know that the more your fame goes, that's the more the outflow of cash flow from you because a lot of people will be expecting higher something. So we have problems of in this city, trust me, for people to believe in you, that means you have reached somewhere where I just support. For example, in this city, there's no company that will say I want to partner with this, except once they see that you are grounded. They cannot say, but when I was starting, there was nobody want to. In fact, after typing anything, your proposal, telling them the benefits, you'll be shocked. What they will later give you is around 5K. So, it's a challenge. Like you have to just push yourself, work more, and trust God.
Thank you, Blepo. I know Blepo. I know him, and I know him very well. Yesterday, I saw him somewhere, and we were talking, and I was asking him, "Are you from this town?" And he said, "Yes." I've been thinking on how to break the ice. I think I found my entrance now. Using Blepo's challenge as an entertainer as my entry point. The problem is environmental. When the pastor that gave us the the opening charge, he said that you are a black man. You are disadvantaged already. That you are a Nigerian, because some African countries are better. You understand? If you are born in South Africa now, you have more advantage than being a Nigerian. Of course, you can travel to more countries than Nigeria. Security is a lot more better than we have here, and a lot of things like that. You are not just a Nigerian. If you're a Nigerian, you were born in Lagos. Of course, the kind of problem Blepo is having now, you'll not be having it. You are in Lagos now, like the economy hub of Africa. You are now born in Ogbomoso. That's a serious one. Location is a very strong factor in whatever it is you are pursuing. And it's going to be a bigger problem if you're a big thinker. I mean, a crazy thinker. Because where you come from is automatically a part of you. And every environment has its own spirit. But Blepo, we have done it. You can do it as well. And that is what I'll be sharing with you today. I have stories that address most of these challenges. I finished my secondary school in 1999. And, I've had a lot of pains in my life, and the only thing I could do to compensate myself is to be successful in life. And this kind of awareness that location is a problem, I didn't have it then. So I didn't have all my results. The thinking then was just pass your JAMB, have your O level, then go to university. But when it was time for me to go to university, my first attempt at secondary school wasn't successful. I didn't get my full results. I was thinking of retaking the exam and things like that. Then when I finished, and I did the exam again, I wanted to go to university. I did JAMB, I did all those stuff. I didn't score well enough. It's when you are calm that you don't have... it's not that some of us are not intelligent or that we are not brilliant. But when you have to worry about unnecessary things, your mind will not be together. And it will affect your creativity. You can't study, you are hungry. How will you study? You understand? You can't, your friends, though poverty is everywhere, but poverty in level. Some people could, they can see dress well. You want to do what your mates are doing. They are going out, you want to go out. Okay, no butter. How do you study? You understand? And challenges like that. So for me, let me just break it, cut it short. I wanted to study banking and finance. So when JAMB was not really working out, let me go through diploma. I'll do 2 years, then I'll do direct entry. That was the plan. So they gave me admission. The admission, I got the school fees. They said 14,000 naira. 14K. I went home. Sir, I have admission now. And they said, congratulations. How much is the school fees? I said 14,000. They said I should come back next month end. Of course, they have to borrow the money. Civil servant now, they have to look cooperative and things like that. They managed to get the 14,000. So when they gave me that 14,000, there are other questions. I was poor, but I like good life. You understand? Even though I could not afford it. So I was thinking, is there anyone that doesn't speak Yoruba? So I will limit the amount of Yoruba I speak. What am I going to, I have to buy a shirt now as a new student. At least our social stuff is part of it now. You have to look good. Where will I be staying? How will I be feeding? 14,000. And it was so clear to me, paying this 14,000. You that you could not read and pass ordinary WAEC at a seat. How will you now go and pay school fees and pass? You know, I was thinking that this school, I don't think it's the right time. But all my mates were in school already. You understand? I was talking about 2001. And I had that money. Okay, it was early 2002. I was thinking. But you know, I like to read. I like to expose myself to. I was there. But when I see you are from another place, I have that thing in me. I want to meet you. I want to relate with you. That is my first step towards exposure. The location you are is not the problem. Lack of exposure is the problem. What that location is showing you every day is the problem. Ogomosho is not the problem. The problem with Ogomosho is constantly showing mediocrity every day. Showing you patterns. And the patterns are being written in your mind daily. Starting from your house, your parents. I'm sorry. I was also a victim. You understand? You go to your street, the same thing. You go to church, same thing. Things that are not worth celebrating, we celebrate. That was it. So whenever I see somebody from another place, or somebody that has some exposure, like a new way of thinking, than I am, that is different from what is obtained in my immediate environment, I get close. I want to be their friend. So for me, what attracts me to people is the way they think. When I see you are smart, you are intelligent, I want to be your friend. So we started, talking, exchanging ideas, books like that. When he reads a book, he tells me about it. Then my taste of movie. What kind of movie do we watch? These Kotuorun, those kind of movies now. Abijah, those are, for God's sake. You are in darkness already, and what you are still, you get what I'm saying? So that was the thing. So when this guy came, he was talking about things, he was telling me about America, I'll be seeing all this stuff. That was the beginning. I was in Ogomosho. I'm going somewhere with this story. Because with the fact that Ogomosho is as it is a very good place to be. Only if you can think different. In this Ogomosho, we have done things. You understand? And your biggest advantage will be your ability to not to think like any other person in this place. Because when you are not thinking like everybody in this place, you will see what everybody is not seeing. And when you see what they can't see, you begin to take advantage of what they cannot take advantage of. Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. I also have to say this. There are people in Lagos that they are just there. So sometimes it's not about location, and sometimes it's still about location. It's tricky. It's not really about the location, it's about the person. So that was it. I was reading, then I started getting some ideas on what to do. It was about that time that I met a guy in Lautech. I was working as a studio boy, but they gave me a nice title, studio manager in Lautech. So whenever I was carrying the speaker from the SUB block, Student Union Building, to your motion grant, chemistry department, biology, PD block, architectural studios, URP studio, Marocs then. I used to carry stickers around, and I'll be seeing my classmates in secondary school. They're already in school. You understand? Some of them, I'll be hiding from them because there are some guys I like. Sorry, like this job, but I have to be blunt. You understand? You just see them, I don't want this girl to see me that I'm carrying speaker, because you might see her tomorrow and you want to post, and you understand. So it was like that for me. I was thinking, you could imagine I was going to work. I was not proud of the work I was doing. I was looking for a way out. I was desperate for a turnaround, for a change, and I didn't know how. So I'll be talking randomly, but you have to be picking the lesson. Your desperation, the level at which you are desperate, will determine how fast you will come out of any ditch you think you are in now. But there is nothing you are going through that you can't come out of. Trust me. I have done it. And it can be done. You know one thing about something? Once somebody has done something, whatever record that person has set, it means that record is meant to be broken. I'm in this town. At least I've been living in this town for 4 decades. If I'm to spend 70 years, I spend more than half of my lifetime. I spent it here. And it can only get better. And we are still in this town. You understand? It is not always about the location. It's always about the person. Don't forget that. A small mind in a big city will produce nothing but smallness. But a big mind in a small city will do big things. He says to Ogbomoso. You know, at the point I was thinking, whenever I go to the outskirts of the town and I see Alata flour mills, and I remember the days of Alata supermarkets. I was in primary school then. Some of the teachers, teachers then, they like to send students errands. They send me to Alata supermarket. What is the biggest supermarket you have now in Ogbomoso? Brent, it is small compared to what was happening at that Alata supermarket there. The whole building was a supermarket. The whole building. One, the town did not have Lautech then. You understand? No Lautech. It was a small town. Where my office currently is, used to be a bakery. About 4 acres of land. Bakery. I tell you the biggest bakery we have now. What's the size? You understand? When I saw all those things, I saw the past that people have done big things in this place. You see a lot of flour mills. It used to be among the biggest flour mills in this country. Which shows it is not always about the location. So at the point, because I stopped blaming my environment, then I started accepting responsibility. So, going back to the story of 14,000, that 14,000 was the seed for my first business. And it was what took me out of the Ogbomoso for the first time to Lagos. Network marketing. Network marketing was it for me. It took a lot of guts. You know, when you are looking at 14K, your future. It was a crazy decision. I couldn't tell anybody. I think I just told a friend, this is what I want to do, and he discouraged me. Because he was afraid for me. That, boy, you lose this money, what are you going to do? But, it was my decision. It was personal. I went to Lagos. That guy took me to Lagos. He took me to Okwebi, number 18 at Janaku Street, off Salvation Post Stop. We bought forever living products. For the first time, took me to Idumota Market. The Eco Bridge. We climbed it, we got to the other side. We entered market. We started advertising. All those mama that said lace. This one is working for hypertension. It's working for Berebi. This one, if you do it, if you're having this one, kidney, forever living products. We were marketing. It was tough. That was my first time in that market. So we left that night. Then from there, we were entering from shop. Okay, some banks will not allow you to enter to market. Some will allow you. You know. The next day, he took me to Apapa. At Apapa, he just said, Thomas, I'm sorry, I have tests in Ogbomoso, and I have to be on my way. I had invested my life. And where I was staying at Jegunle, it is like I've not seen a dirtier place in the world. And he said, I have to go to Ogbomoso. But we've not sold anything. How will I be feeding? I said, I'm sorry. Okay. So when you are done in the evening, okay, now you go to that place we came from yesterday. You take ferry to CMS. Then in the evening, the same thing. Then you enter Bandri. Shall I explain? That's how you get to. When he left, I was just watching him go like this. Like I was paralyzed at that spot. Because, let's say, me by. But I didn't really understand spirituality then, but I've been a church boy all my life. And David encouraged himself in the Lord. So I was, okay. Because what I was selling, I didn't even understand it. And I had to sell to make my money back. So my hope, my future, everything is hanging on the box I was carrying in my hand. So he left. I started entering places. Some will listen to you. Some will say, well, I think you won't say. So I witnessed rejection firsthand. Pick this again. Because if you are going to change your life, there are several paths to being successful. But the one I know is entrepreneurship. You understand? And entrepreneurship, number one skill that you must master is how to sell. Even if you are not an entrepreneur, whatever it is you want to do, number one skill that you must master is how to sell. You cannot sell, forget it. You want to lead people, a politician, a church leader, whatever. You don't know how to sell. You have no business. Because you have a vision. You have to sell it to people. Why are we Christian? Our Lord and Master was a salesman. He could communicate the vision clearly. You understand? And he was convincing. Was he not rejected? Was he discouraged? If he was discouraged, you would not be sitting here. Maybe you will still be doing your IFA and your all those things you do. So number one skill to success, no matter what you do, not even, because at the end of the day, all of us are entrepreneurs. In the house, father, mother, there is something you are seeing that you think will benefit the family. You can't communicate it. That means you can't sell it. So selling is important. You must learn how to say, I don't know how to sell, oh, I'm shy. Forget it. You are shy. You are not ready. So, in the process of selling, be prepared for rejection. A lot of people will reject you. Some will politely reject you. Some will reject you in a way that you wish you could just kill yourself. But you have to keep going. So I learned that. Then in selling, there are so many things that your real character is going to be, will show if you are weak, if you are strong, Let's proceed. So I scaled through that process. It was tough, but I managed to scale through. Then I was like, I've learned this business in Lagos. Because I was to complete a stage with about, I think I have to make sales of about 60,000 naira within 2 months. And I need to use my 14,000 to sell it, buy again. It was tough. This network marketing business, they have tough challenges they will set for you. And these tough challenges, when you if you can endure and you master those things, because ultimately when you are in your own business, there will be challenges, there will be deadlines, there will be missions impossible. But why do you celebrate people? It's because they've done things you cannot do now. And this life is in stages. You first have to overcome a small challenge, then a bigger one. Look at David. While I was with a sheep, a lion, a bear came, and your servant slew it. God was preparing him for something. So when Goliath came, unconventional warfare, like a guy that everybody was like, it's not a guy, but he could reference something. So please, I'm trying to be random because I want to cover some stuff. I really don't really know the exact area I should eat, but whatever catches you, just take it. I brought the business to Gomosho, 2002. And what we were selling was expensive. Imagine toothpaste in 2002 selling for 800 naira. When they were selling close to 70 naira. Me I sold though. I put a team together. We were selling like crazy. At the point we were grossing 2 million naira per month for the company in 2002. How? The transformation was in that, I left town 2002, came back 2002. Association. I met new people. People that introduced me to books. Hey, sir, you are from Ogbomoso. You are not reading. Forget success. Forget greatness. It's not possible. Let Jesus call me in person, come and pray for you. He will not even come and pray for you. Because even Jesus himself at 12, God personified, omniscient. He was in the temple doing what? Reading at 12. In the Bible, you love the story of Daniel. He said, I, Daniel, understood by books. When he interpreted the dream of the king. We like to spiritualize things, like we like to see the spiritual side of things. Maybe there is a science to interpreting dream. You understand? There is a place for anointing. There is a place for miracle. But miracles are meant to be worked out. When your mind is illuminated by the Spirit of God and you tackle a problem, what comes out? It's called miracle. So we were selling. And I was doing fine. From late 2002 to early 2003/2004. Monthly, I was making about $1,000. Small me. You can see me now. Just imagine how I was 19 years ago. I was a big boy in town. Everybody was calling me aloe vera. And I was, for me then I thought I would overcome poverty. The guys that were close to me, they bought cars. We were so young, like we were the happening thing in town then. But that wasn't the end. 2003, 2004, the climate started changing. The modern challenges started coming. Then I just saw my time in that business was up. Because how did I know my time was up? I love books. I read a book that showed me what I was doing. I could see myself in the scheme of things. And I knew it was time to move on to another thing. But I didn't know. So the business was suffering because I was not attending to it anymore. So my revenue, because network marketing, there is no free money. It is what you do that you will get. In 2004, things just took sharp turn. Income stopped. I lost no money again. The way we're living there now, you have to buy clothes. I love books, so I was telling somebody, I entered a bookstore 2003. At that time, I didn't have any TV in my room. How much was TV then? With about 10K, 15K, you buy TV now. If you are not buying new, you buy Tokumbo. You even buy brand new at that time. I entered that store. I bought books of 40-something thousand naira. Even people in Lagos were looking at me. Where is this boy from? You understand? And when the business crashed, so I had time for the book. I was reading the books. I don't like to read. And then you don't like to succeed. It's boring. But entertainment is never boring to us. Even when I do movies now, I'm not saying entertainment is wrong, but you must get value from it. When I want to watch comedies, comedy must have value, must have a message it's passing. I don't just want to laugh. And if you look at black people, we love to laugh. The most successful race in the world are the whites. People with white skin. And it's a function of the way they think. So the business crashed. I was down to zero. Raised zero. Not even zero, below zero, because I had debt. People that I was owing. This one, okay, I collected products. Okay, help me sell. You are hungry now. It was tough. Now, I had to start another business. Because now, a lot of people, when I meet people, they will say, I have idea, but no money, no capital. That's what they say, no capital. From the books I've been reading, you see, I keep talking about books. One author, Robert Kiyosaki. If you had gone to school in this country and you have not read about Kiyosaki, your education is standing on half leg. Not one leg. One leg cannot stand a chair or a table. It's a guy you have to read. You have to read all his books. Because that book, when I read it, it changed everything about me. I read all his books. All the book he wrote till 2005, I bought, and as at that time, the first cashew cover that I bought it for 3,000 naira in 2002. And those books are even cheaper now. They are selling them 1,500, 2,000 now. Imagine 3,000 naira then. How much was dollar? Dollar was about 80 something naira at that time. So from the book, I learned that it doesn't take money to make money. And everywhere I've gone, even till now, when I say people look at you, but it is true. It doesn't take money to make money. See, the reason why you've not started that business is not because you don't have money. It's because of something else. Probably with the help of God, we can touch that a bit. See, no matter how big that idea is, hey, you don't need money to make money. And for those that, how many of us are Christians? Let me see your hand now if you're a Christian. Madam, you are, okay. The other ones, they are not. How many of us are believers? Don't get it twisted though. Christians and believers are not the same. How many of us are believers? Because what I want to talk about now, it takes a lot of believing. How many of us are born again? My brothers, please stand up. How did you know you are born again? Did God call you that? What's your name, please? Samuel Emmanuel. Just like, in the Bible, and a voice came from heaven. Samuel Emmanuel. You are now born again. Did he? Holy Spirit descended on you? Like, like the fire or like a dove. So how did you know you are born again?
That was when I knew I was born again. Because people just talk about Christ, and it's just as though when they talk about it, it's like from their own conviction. But if you are not really ready to actually, I don't know, but personally for me, it was when I decided to believe about this gospel they preach. That's when I knew I was born again. Because then I knew that I'd accepted Jesus, not just because people said it was Jesus, but because I really accepted him to be my father. And ever since then, he has been guiding me.
Let me help you. So you believe that you are born again. So your belief, you're being born again, and your conviction that you are born again is built on faith, right? Our faith. Now we are now taking it beyond church now. We are taking it to the marketplace. No voice told him clearly that he was born again, but he believed, he had faith that he's born again. It doesn't take money to make money. How many people believe that? Sincerely, how many people believe it doesn't take money to make money? You see what I'm saying now? If you find it very difficult to believe, yes, I understand. I've been there. But I'm sorry, you just have to find a way to believe that it doesn't take money to make money. So you can do what you need to do. So that that thing you think you need money for, you get it done. It doesn't take money to make money. When I read that stuff, it was crazy. But I read further. The guy was giving me, the way he talks, the way he writes. At the point, there is something in me that just clicked. That, yes, this guy is making sense. It's actually true. But the circumstances around me argued against it. And start something now. Maybe it doesn't take money to make money. Maybe you have an idea. All these ideas you've been writing down, you start them now. And my divination is money. If I have money now, I can get that space. I'll get that shop. I'll buy that equipment. I will start rendering the service. I'll start selling that thing. I'll start making money. And the more I believe, the more I keep believing that shit. Sorry, I'm in the church. The more I keep believing those things, the more I see that I am shortchanging myself. But when I dare to believe, my mind opened. My mind got open and I began to see that making money with no money is a process. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new way of approaching things. I started seeing that I am the money. That everything I need to, and I discovered that it is scriptural. Calling for those things that be not, as though they were. Hey Joe, the God that created the heaven and earth, how much did he? How many gold did he pay? How many silver? How many diamond? All them. He called them forth. But we don't understand the dynamism of the spirit. Because making money with no money is a spiritual matter. And some people, when the pastor that opened that gave us the charge, He said principles are universal. Whether you're a believer, unbeliever, you apply it, you work. Making money with no money is a spiritual matter. It's a function of belief. This is my goal. As a matter of fact, me, I don't do business that I have the money to start to. If I have 1,000 naira, me, I don't do 10,000 naira business. So my 1,000, I'm thinking of business of about 200,000, 500,000. Because if all my business needs is 1,000, I have it already. What do I need God for? Why should I pray? I see. I'll be blunt with you. My own spirituality is kind of. My own spirituality gets as a B. You know, when I don't have anything I'm pursuing, me and God, we know to they talk. When I don't have, you understand, and you agree with me, because me and God is like father-son relationship. You understand? You leave home now. Your monthly expenses is maybe 15K. And your daddy gives you 10K, your mommy gives you maybe 5K. Your one uncle send another 8K to you, you know. You now have more than enough. Be sincere. How often do you call home when you are fine? You are fine. Do you call home? They call you, say, mommy, I'll call you back later. Because you know you are balling. So when I am super fine, like I'm complacent, I don't always talk to God. When I Lord down in my thoughts, Timothy koja me, then I remember home. I call home. So for me now, what stimulates my relationship with God is to constantly do big things. The moment I'm not thinking big, my relationship with God is omanike leg. That is how now wisdom me they take follow God. Because without God, you know, in him we live, in him we breathe. It doesn't take money to make money, it's a spiritual matter. Let me tell you how I started my computer business. After I was in the ditch, I was owing, no money, I could not eat. I was, you know, it was so tough. Landlord was about ejecting me from the house and all manner. I got this computer idea that I can sell complete computer for 10,000. And I was like, if Ogumosho people get to hear this, they'll be excited, they will buy. I was doing the maths. I was pressing calculator. If I can sell this amount of computer, I was pressing. And I was looking at my profit. But I didn't even have 1,000 to even go to Lagos. So I was talking to people around me. You know, there's still a part of me that still believe I need capital, I need money. I was talking to people around me. Let's do this business. We'll make this profit. I know where they sell. We'll put it together. People didn't believe. You know, some people want to see proof. They look at you. They didn't believe me. So when I had nobody to believe me, I just discovered that everything you've learned now that I've been saying, it is time to practice what you preach. It doesn't take money to make money. So when I see Blepo, Blepo, it's been a while now. What do you do now? I sell computers. Really? I sell computers. And you know them, people don't really understand computer. So where is your store? Me and some guys, we partner and they are in Lagos. Then we have another store in Kogi. So that's what we are doing. So I'm working on, opening a store in Ogumosho as well. Was I not working to open a store in Ogumosho? I was working. Where? In my head. So And I started looking around me. And I have this idea. You see, have your folks in deeper life. Who working with TV now? Share computer and show money CD-ROM. Only my TV. I make some and so many CD-ROM. Okay. I started making my list. I will arrange my meeting the way it won't be like I'll just jam me, but jam here. Me, I've thought about it in my head that I'm going to me and this person we are going to jam. And I'm going to share the computer for money. Computer alone 10,000, 15,000. Era computer. I'm money then TV to that man Christian CDs there are from wow. Papa gon fair won't but holiness you must not watch TV. So that man said, really? 10,000? I said, oh wow. That man just gave me 7,000 naira. He said, when you to buy there, I'll balance you. As I collected that 7,000, business is buried. I went to Lagos with that 7,000. I think I bought 2 CPU. I bought 2 monitor. Time here, we used to buy them non-tested. So they are very cheap. A CPU, you are not testing, everything may be around maybe 1,000 to 1,005. So I bought the main thing that, once it sees them, and the number one, they didn't even care about the CPU. It's the monitor. For their monitor is the computer. So once he saw that, oh wow. I said, but sir, this is your monitor, this is your CPU. Then I will still need you to give me the balance so I can buy the other accessories. Because we saw that. How much is the balance? 3K. I just sent the 3K to Lagos. Please, eba mira keyboard, eba mira power cable, eba mira mouse, eba me send. I gave him his own. I had one to sell. That one, before, I went to seminary. I did flyers. All these student pastors, I told them, I sell computer. I'm a businessman now, I sell computers. Really? He said, where is your store? We have store in Lagos, but Timati Wale Lateko, woman come last one, Timode, Moko, Beabi, Mefa Konwa, but your company local. Can we see? Yes. Pastor in seminary, the one that told me that taught me there is difference between pension 1, pension 2, pension 3. So not having enough knowledge is not enough. You just have to start. He that considered the weather will not sow. You are waiting for perfect weather. You are not starting anything. So that's why I told me about this one is pension 1. No, we want pension 2. Pension 2, it's a problem. We'll get it. Thank you. I have 15 minutes more. I have to rush. It's a problem. So, they say, okay. One pastor, Busui, yes, Busui. He said he wanted pension. I said that one will cost you 18,000. So, he said no problem. I think he gave me 15,000 or 10,000. That when you are back, loan capital member mubere. 7,000. Share left me 7,000. Share one be. Were you there? I didn't have 7,000. It is that man. I mean, go capital around me. It was that man that gave me the 7,000. So the man gave me the money, the pastor too. With this money, I brought more systems. Other pastors in seminary. I became computer seller to seminary pastors. I want to be close to these pastors. I got my first shop beside Legacy Photo. I'm giving you areas now, so you know. At Oshupa. My shop was facing Oshupa Day School gates. That was how I started. The beginning was rough, but in about 6 months, all those things became history. Because I was just selling like crazy. I was just focusing on marketing. Then, this place is not too big. I started targeting Lautech students. They were buying. I started targeting nursery and primary schools. I made a competition for them. This school has computer lab you don't have. That's the advantage they have over you. Next time, they will have more pupils than you. Then they started, this school, Wesley, all those schools, I started selling to them. That was how I started. Do we need money to make money now? That was it. I lost that business as well. And what we are currently doing as well is this same principle. In the last 7 years now, with no money to start the current business we are doing now, we've traded in excess of 10 figures in this town. From the business, I use the same principle to start. So when I say I don't take money to make money, I know what I'm saying. Now, for instance, for cases like Blepo now, you are doing business here. Number one thing you have to see is Ogbomoso is not your audience. The whole world is your audience. Let me give you an instance. You know Agba Enoki? He lives in South Africa. He speaks Yoruba. Where is his audience? Nigeria. He was doing Yoruba comedy in South Africa. Because in this place, in this Nigeria, through what? IT. So the IT in your hand, you are not maximizing it. When I wanted to start this current business we are doing now, when I look at it, because since 2009, I've been making decisions in my head that I don't want to be selling to Ogbomoso again. Because for me, the economy is too small for me. I want my income to come outside Ogbomoso. So what I do now, we used to have our office at Ajagumade Plaza. People will be asking me, hey, you don't need to know. Because you are not my market, you are not my target. You know where my customers are? They are in VI. They are in Lekki. And I'm messing with their head from Ogbomoso. How? When I started my current business, my internet too, Nokia Express Music. That was what I was using. Internet. It is not location, it is who you are. Knowledge. I was on Naira Land. I was pitching, I was doing what I was doing, and people were coming. I was making my deals. So, think beyond this place. Your industry is booming now. People are doing skits. There are people I see online. There is a guy in Ibadan. Only Agba Ekun, what they call him. He's a brand ambassador to Guinness. He lives in Ibadan. It doesn't matter where you live. Make skits that create your own niche. They all have their niche. Their niche, you just see one pattern of talking. There is a guy I saw, he used to do this one, like, he can just come to your car and say, hey, Joe, Oluwa ló rán mi sí yín, mi ò dédé ríran, kìnìkan. JD boat ni. Ṣebí legit, thank you, legit ni. Well, I think the guy is in Abeokuta or somewhere. You see Ibadan. Hey, Joe, what's the difference between Ibadan and Ogbomoso? There's no difference. See, I have one big brother. He lives in US. He wants to come and start an IT company in Ogbomoso. He's going to bring his programmers, everybody, they'll be here. And they are just looking for the fastest way to be connected to internet. That's what you need. Once they are internet, you can live in the most remote part of Ogbomoso and be doing your thing. You know where the property I'm selling is? Some of you, when you are going there, you'll be shaking, you'll be afraid. Say, kidnapper on me. And I'll bring a church guy from UK. I'll bring church people from America. I'll carry them inside bush. And they will buy it, they will pay me. My economy, now they should strike for 1 million a year. It's none of my business. I've been a victim of that in the past. You understand? But I just changed my economy. You don't need people here. When you want to do something for them later, you just do it for free. You don't need their money. Their money cannot make you. But the people out there, no matter what you are selling, ask yourself, is this thing sellable outside? Because you have to be blunt too. When I was selling computer, one of the reasons I started my computer business was, I know people from Ibadan will not come and buy a computer in Ogbomoso. It's not a product that is exportable. It's not a service that is exportable. So I was thinking, what business can I do that can bring people from outside? What you are doing is a powerful stuff. It's creativity. And you know why it is good? You have time to think. You write your script. You do all those things. Get video editor. It's very simple. Everybody is making money. They charge you to endorse your brand. They'll be calling, they'll be begging you. But do series of skits. And you're a believer. That's your advantage. I will stop there. See everything I have done. There is a place for spirituality. You know, just if you want to kill somebody like me, just go and bribe God. You cannot do that. To disown me. Or not to listen to me again. Because I won't lie to you, some things are not easy to achieve on your own. Some things are very terrible. Some things are really, really tough. Now you need a higher power. Another realm. Because see, if you're a big thinker, a big thinking simply means you are thinking beyond your physical means. You need special wisdom. You need favor. There are things that you need courage. You want to dare some things here. You are by. But how do I do this? The break that I had that transformed everything we are doing now, I had it in 2014. There was this land I wanted to buy. I didn't want to buy it. I was just doing I was doing fine. At least I'm okay now. Because the poverty, man. But I was thinking big. And one king called me. He said, I have a land to sell. I was thinking it's my normal land I used to buy. Maybe 50 acres, 100 acres. We'll just measure it down. So when we got there, they said, let's go. And we have to get machine. We were going. We entered the land. We went round. When we went round, a roomba multiple. It's like they take you from here now. You go to Turkey, Shaun Palace, Isaliora. You now bust out at General. You now come to this place again. They say that's the land they want to sell. I mean that at that point, all I had in my account was 1 million naira. And I intentionally kept that 1 million because I didn't want to touch it. It is what I see that makes me believe I'm a millionaire. You understand? And I had one car. For me, that car was the best car in town that time. Big Daddy. I just bought the car now. A nice car. I've done 3 years without car. You understand? And that 1 million, they say they want to sell land. Shebi doesn't take money to make money. You get level. This one, you need money. But yet, he doesn't take money to make money. I'll get this land. And I was scared. So when I got to the palace of that king, so have you seen the place? Do you like it? I said, I like it. If my like it was not solid, it was, it was shaking. But a minimum should be See, as a believer, you have advantage. But you know the problem we have? Many of us, is theoretical faith we have. Our faith sometimes are not practical. Everything about us is theory, even school theory. But the practical faith told me that if you back best faith yẹn kọjá iná I'm born again o. Wàá gbà fún ẹ. Ẹ̀sà ẹ̀ gbàdúrà fún mi. How? Lówó. To cut it short, I had to take some step of faith. That my 1 million in the bank, I had to break into it. Kolera leyin now. Survey. I know the surveyor. He knows I'm an upcoming young man. The surveyor say his fees 700,000. As in, kole wale jiyelo. Ilẹ̀ tí mi yóò bá máa rówó rà. In faith, I committed 700,000 to survey the land. When we are done, it was 2,500 acres. And 1,300,000. Debo, báwo ni iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n lè dán ni bàbá tí wọ́n tán? Mi àwọn partners mi à ń sọ̀rọ̀. Who are my partners? Mo ń parọ́ àbí ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀. God was my partner. Holy Spirit, my partner. We are still talking. How? It's not by power, not by might. But my spirit, says the Lord. Ṣé ti máa rántí story yẹn? Kò sí ẹni tó lè sọ wípé Ọlọ́run kan máa tó ní wò ó ń tẹ̀ ní mi sí mi ní gbàgbọ́. Ọlọ́run wà. In between, the surveyor betrayed me. Àwọn kan lówó tán fẹ́ rà á. Ara àwọn partner mi and spiritual partner mi we went there. We prayed. Ẹ wá wọn ní rówó rà o, àwa la máa ra lè. Wọn rówó rà. Ẹ ṣe báwọn abaláwo náà máa ń ṣe nǹkan. Wọ́n á lórí ilẹ̀, wọ́n á ní nǹkan nílẹ̀ ní ra, wọ́n á fòkùtà sí. Èmi náà fòkùtà sí. That's my authority now. We are talking about practical things of the spirit now. You understand? Because see, all these rich men, nothing is natural. Well, nothing is natural. I mean, nothing is natural. It's that kò ṣe pẹ̀lú èṣù láwọn level kan àbí kò ṣe pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run. So, àwọn people yẹn àgbúrò wọn mọ́, wọn lè wá náà. So, I went to the king. Payment structure, mo fẹ́ sanwó. 300,000 yẹn mo ti ná àwọn ọmọ tó wà ní palace máa yẹn ìta máa ṣọ́ọ̀kì lẹ́nu báyìí. Àwọn ọ̀ràn kòkò wọn gbọ́ níran tí wọn. You understand? So, that was it. So, I met that man. I said, I'm going to pay for the whole of this land in 1 year. I mean, a couple of. But there is a God that confirmed the word of his servant. See, your spiritual understanding must be very deep. At that spot, God, I'm your servant. I'm called to do this thing. Then the idea started coming. I was going to the land. I was praying, praying. Then God gave me an instruction to do. I followed that instruction. That instruction was a test of my faith. Probably some other time I will share the story with you. And it's around giving, sacrificial one. Let me share with you. God told me that your car is the seat for that land. For about 4 days, me bad drama. A bed in hand. Motive 700,000, motive 1 million, silotton me, tirale. Car to put my only asset. Mushingbele rented apartment. Then I remember Abraham. For me, that car was my Isaac. I will make you a great nation. I want to be to the legit. You understand? So the only car I have is a question of, do you trust me? The day I was to drop that car, I went to the church. The pastor said, have you thought about it? If I want that land, this car must go. Have you discussed with my wife? I said, yes, we have discussed it. Go and think, Sherry Pastor, oh, lera fun ara mi lati gbele. But it is clear in my spirit, this car needs to go. He said, need that at the altar. With the paper and the key, I dropped it. He said, pray, tell God what you want. You understand? I left. Mọ́tò ńkọ́, kò ṣe down. Who will understand that? Is it not stupid? Is it not crazy? That's how to work with God. Faith is crazy. Faith is stupidity of the highest order. That was it. Kò mà sí nǹkan kan náà. Ilé ò jáde. But as I have spoken, Ọlọ́run ti fàṣẹ sí. Exactly 1 year after, I paid for the land. 100% home. Màá lórí ilẹ̀ màá rìn àdá bí àlá. So please, I don't know how to summarize everything I've said so far, but you are not disadvantaged. If you think you are beaten, you are beaten. If you think it is over, that you can't make it, believe me, it is as you say it, because as a man thinketh, so is he. Pay attention to what you are learning, your education, your experience. Do more of education, less of entertainment. Then believe your God. Believe his prophets. Thank you.
Wow. This is powerful. I heard so many things that I'm hearing for the first time today from him. This is deep. Let me quickly do a recap of what he said. He said, your desperation to come out of poverty will determine how far and how fast you will succeed. And he also said, a small mind will produce small things. So have a large heart in order for you to produce bigger things. Then the first key, you need